Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to start off saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Just all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai be the name of the only begotten Son. Also, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful light preaching His word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah of Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord, well, with another lesson to edify the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. So, what you see on the screen is this article in it says EU country central bank hires fortune teller reports, right? And it's a code because it's a scripture speaking. Now, I'm going to grab this recent article and get some precepts. It says Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. It shall surely come, it will not tarry. Now, you can see there's a few scriptures that speak about these devils doing this, right? And really it's because terrors are taking a hold of him, upon him on every side, right? So it says National Bank of Romania, BNR, has hired well-known astrologer and fortune teller Minerva. Several media outlets reported last week. She initially announced her change of occupation herself on the podcast of Domain Jarhisi. I don't know what that is. Currently, I have an executive position. I work at the National Bank, she said on the podcast, which is available on YouTube. Following this revelation, several Romanian media outlets reported that BNR representatives confirmed the hiring. However, reports vary as to Minerva's position at the bank. While some reports claim she is working as a secretary for the head of the bank's administration department, others say she is employed as a maintenance at the maintenance department. Minerva says she won't have the right to delve into the crystal ball anymore, as it would clash with her current employment. According to Romanian TV, Minerva Gabriel Dima, 64, once studied law and graduated with at least 2 majors in psychology and theater. So I'm gonna just stop it there. And it's now this woman could possibly just have a regular ass job at the bank, but if that was the case, and she had a regular ass job at the bank, and she'd been a fortune teller for so many damn years, what real person would hire this motherfucker with that lapse in job experience and work history? It says on your resume you've been a fortune teller for the last 15 years. Man, ain't nobody hiring her for that. They're hiring her for the sheer fact that what it is. These devils delve into that witchcraft. They delve into the stargazing and all that, right? And now they're just putting people straight up on their payroll in hopes to turn a profit, right? This is Isaiah 47, and I'll start at 9. It says, "But these 2 things shall come upon thee in a moment and a day: the loss of children and widowhood. It shall come upon thee in their perfection, and the multitude of thy sorceries, for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee." Right? That sorcery, that enchantment, the wisdom and knowledge. These devils are extremely extremely versed in that whole witchcraft ideology. This is why the scriptures tell you let me get it. Isaiah 47 and 1, it says, "Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, said on the ground, O daughter of the Chaldeans. And the Chaldeans were the chief sorcerers of that time. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So uh, Esau as a whole, it, you know, and the chief of them are that daughter of the Chaldeans, man. They dwell down in witchcraft. Look at the Masons, all the Masonic imagery, the practices, the occultism. You know, all that is going into their witchcraft, right? It says, therefore, verse 11, therefore shall no evil come upon thee. I'll go to 10 again. Thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, and seen me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and no one else beside me. And this is how Esau gets down. For years he's been able to act like he's above everything. Right? Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Right? These devils are no longer able to sit here and say whatever they want on national TV, and everybody believes it. They're no longer able to sit here and shuffle money here and shuffle money there, and the system just corrects itself. Now this stuff is hastening, man. Nobody's looking at this devil like the hunk of the earth no more. They're looking at him as the wicked of all existence. It says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. And this is an example that they're standing by those sorceries in hopes that they're going to be prevail, because the left hand is forsaking them, right? The system is folding. Earth is rising up against them. All type of manner of die-offs, disease after disease, and some of these things these devils are have their hand in, which is ultimately the Lord's doing. But you got to understand, man, that this is the Lord's plan. So there's a lot of stuff that's out of their control that they're trying to figure out, man, what the fuck is going on? And it's hitting them. So what? They're trying to go about to those who they gave credence to, those who helped them get to where their status was, because they dealt in the left hand, right? They went over there to Haiti and learned from Levi all the witchcraft that they had, right? And then in them being who they are, they exercise that stuff at a high level, right? And now what? It says, stand now with thine enchantments. The scriptures talk about let me get this. So Isaiah 47:13, it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right? And this is what it is. They see the poverty. They see the fact that money is failing. So what? Now they turn into the witchcraft, the sorceries. The scriptures tell you that they're going to seek to the wizards. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 19:3. It says, I go to 2. It says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his neighbor, and everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Right, that whole inclusiveness, where whether or not it's a Democratic or Republican Party, we're all Americans, and we're in this together, right? That whole spirit is failing. It says, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And this is what it is. This is a form of that. They're seeking to the wizards, the charmers. They're getting into any other witchcraft they can, and it's just like with Jezebel. You get it. You find this, man. This is yeah, here it is. The point is in 28. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. This is verse 25. Right? This was a test between the prophet of the Lord and the prophets of Baal with Jezebel, right? And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock of yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, and put no fire under it. And this is exactly what's happening now, right? What Esau's saying is being tested, and what the Israelites, the prophets, are saying is being tested. And right now, only one side is speaking. It says, verse 26, it says, and they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awake. You see? He started mocking them because they was bugging out. You gotta imagine. And this is exactly what Esau is doing on the left hand. Right? They're sitting there going to their people, yelling, making bigger and bigger orgies, more and more sacrifices, and nothing's happening like it used to for them. It says, verse 28, it says, and they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances. It says, till the blood gushed out upon them. And this is what Esau's doing, man. He went to the prognosticators. He's doing as much as he can to get that left hand to work with him again, and it's not happening. Right? And this is spiritually what's happening now. Because what the Israelites are saying is coming to pass, and what these Edomites are trying to do is failing. They see it. They see it. We us as being men that are in these devil's counsels, we only see so much, man. We speculate so much. We know that Esau has his hand in a lot of things that we don't know exactly what this devil's actually controlling and what the Lord is doing organically without this devil. Right? But more than likely, the Lord is doing a lot more without this devil that we know. And he sees it and he's like, shit, it's slipping. Right? It says, verse 29, and it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering. At evening, it says, of the offering of the evening sacrifice, there was neither voice nor any answer, nor any that regarded. And that's exactly what Esau's seeing, man. There's no voice, no answer, nothing that's regarding. So they're sitting there lashing out. Right? And when they see that it fails, that's it. But a quick lesson, Lord willing, it was edifying, something to look into, man. Shalom.